Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Penrite Insights. Today we're going to cover the Perth round, which unfortunately for us wasn't a strong one. We'll try to give you some detail as to why. Perth, obviously a very different circuit for us compared to where we've been so far this year. We arrived, did our 1 hour practice session on Friday, rolled out of the truck very poorly. Our setup wasn't anywhere near where we wanted it to be. Had some issues with tyres early in practice with flat spotting of tyres, so a very difficult day for us. Car balance not really where we wanted it to be.
Yeah, it was a tough weekend, but I feel like we were really trying to take a little step forward after Taupo. There was a slight performance deficit to the Red Bull cars there, so we went searching for something. And unfortunately, a consequence sometimes of trying to move forward is you take a step back. But the positive thing with that is you gain a lot of knowledge and information and data. And then you can try and pick stuff that works and what doesn't out of what you've been trying to try and move forward and put us in a position where we can be on top and winning races. So I feel like that was a big part of the reason why we struggled in Perth. But we haven't had a chance yet to fully analyze everything. That's what we're currently going through this week. And then I'm confident that what we can take out of it will be positive for the rest of the season.
So Saturday, we'd made some quite substantial changes to the car to get us back into more of a window. We qualified better than we'd been on Friday, but just missed the top 10 by, I think it was 0.0061 of a second, so nothing much at all. So we started 11th. Had a problem with the fuel system early in the race, so Richie was basically fighting with one hand big tied behind his back, engine cutting in and out. And then unfortunately, because of that engine cutting out at the wrong time, got rear-ended and put into the wall, which made the day even more of a disaster.
Yeah, so driving the car to the grid, I had a misfire, and we've had this happen a lot in the earlier parts of the year, just when the engine's cold. And I hadn't been running the engine at all until I drove it out of the pit exit to drive to the grid. So as it was misfiring, I just assumed it was the same issue. And then we didn't look into it any further, which was a mistake. An easy trap to fall into. And then unfortunately, we realized once the engine got up to temperature that it was something a little more sinister. As soon as the car left to start the race, we realized there wasn't anything we could have done to rectify it. Would have had to bring the car in and plug a laptop into the side of it to tell the engine to stay on the reserve fuel pump rather than cutting in and out of the main. Yeah, unfortunately in that time between realizing the issue and knowing what we would have had to do to resolve it, I was just dropping through the field like a mobile chicane, really, with how much the engine was cutting out. And yeah, it was dangerous with the engine cutting out with a train of cars behind me. And unfortunately, we're just in the wrong place at the wrong time with a car right on my rear bumper as it cut out, and it sent us off into the fence, unfortunately. So yeah, we were just trying to keep the spirits high on Saturday night and focus on the next day.
Yeah, debriefing the weekend now. We're going through everything that we did on the weekend, trying to understand the issues. We struggled at a very particular corner, being turn 6, and over such a short lap, there's such small margins. 0.2 was the difference between being P1 or P10 for us. If you struggle in one corner, that's where all the margin is, and it's so tight. It's going to put us in good stead for upcoming rounds because we now understand a bit more about the inherent weaknesses we've got in the car and the corner types that are going to expose those, so we can work on them. We've got a test day coming up next week, which is a good opportunity. Richie hasn't actually done a test day since the start of the year, so we're hanging out for that to really nail down our driving styles, exactly how we want to set up the car for Richie, and to just work out how to get the most out of fresh tyres, old tyres, and all those variables that takes a while to get on top of in this game. So really looking forward to the test day and then Darwin after that to get ourselves back on the positive momentum. Thanks again for joining us on this episode of Penrite Insights. Obviously, last round, very scrappy performance from us, not at the level we expect. Looking forward to moving back into the forward path in the coming events.